This week, we look into the filmography of Shoojit Sircar. Before we begin, let's discuss some preliminaries. This is the first of many video essays in our series on the work of what you can call mainstream Indian directors. We start off focused on Bollywood, but we will engage with films from other industries in India soon. These videos are not trying to be definitive guides to their work. Instead, what we are trying to do is make a few starting points. Not discussing everything they've worked on, but talking about some idea, some theme, some filmmaking strategy that we find across their work. So no delays anymore. Let's get to the point. Shoojit Sircar has a background in theatre and started off making many famous ads. Remember those Cadbury ads from the 2000s?
है ना Cadbury Dairy Milk.
His first feature film was Yahan, a rather old-school Bollywood romance set in insurgency-ridden Kashmir. Thereafter, he made Vicky Donor and Piku, two films about finding the cinematics and humanity in what one would have called laughable plots, on sperm donation and constipation. You could stretch the taboo of those into the dry satirical humor of the recent Gulabo Sitabo too.
हमारा जाओ अपनी बकरियों के साथ बैठो, ठीक है? और ना ठोक देंगे तुम्हें समझे?
In between comes one of his bleakest films. Madras Cafe, a political thriller about the civil war-torn Sri Lanka, is almost a one-of-a-kind film in Bollywood. His other recent works include the masterpiece of meditative filmmaking October, where the entertainer Sarkar strips down theatrics for a toned-down, bare-bones plot. His latest work is a poignant character study of Udham Singh, a freedom fighter famous for a high-profile assassination. This period drama is in many ways a culmination of many themes of his work. Even by this brief survey, we can see the breadth of Sarkar's work, across genres and themes and topics. So for this particular video, we will only discuss these films, leaving out those really wonderful films for perhaps a better day. What we are exploring here is something that seems truly pervasive in Sarkar's work. Something that he has developed in various facets over the period. It is the peculiar way in which Sarkar's narrative-driven films merge the characters in their worlds seamlessly. Think about it. When we talk about a film, we often say this film is set in this period or place. What is this being set in? What we are really saying here is perhaps that a film happens independently of its setting. While it derives its events and actions from the setting, the story itself stands apart from it. In Shoojit Sircar's work, his characters, his stories are never set in something. They are an inseparable part of it. His characters are neither completely independent actors nor are they mere subjects. Instead, they are one with their world. This difficult realism didn't come out of nowhere, of course. We can see it develop, refine, and emerge in different colors throughout his work. So let's trace that. Shoojit Sircar's debut film, Yahan, is a love story between a Hindu army captain and a Muslim Kashmiri girl. Not in the backdrop of the Kashmir insurgency, but in the middle of it. The film conveys this through its standout cinematography, done by the brilliant Jacob Ayer, whom you might know better for shooting the miniseries Chernobyl. The landscape is framed through the female protagonist, enmeshed in her surroundings, one with its untouched innocence and pastoral serenity, which is rudely intruded by insurgents and the army alike. It's hard not to view the simplifications of conflict in such a tale, but the film nevertheless achieves a unique, surreal and poetic atmosphere, far from the realism of Shoojit Sircar's future work. It eventually falters when it leaves behind its focused poeticity to become a political drama with TV news sets abound and an uncharacteristically happy ending. The poetics of serenity never trade for the poetics of tragedy, and the film suffers for it. It establishes a world of characters who are one with it and then abandons it midway. Shoojit Sircar's next ventures that come after a long hiatus are markedly different. Madras Cafe's Jaffna is unrelenting, bleak, and beyond one person's understanding. Its protagonist, who has the looks and brains for an army James Bond, remains hopelessly one step behind his aggressors throughout the film. The futility of his attempts is heightened by the fact that we know from the very beginning of the film that he has failed. Even when he succeeds, he never does it completely. In a world of civil wars, genocides, and conspiracies, no victories can be victories. Something is always lost. It is not a humanist tale told against the backdrop of a civil war. It is a story enmeshed, inexorably linked to its conflict, that will not exist without the conflict and that cannot be broken away from it. This is the stark realism that refuses to be boiled down to generalizations. Far from the imagined idylls of a naturalist, Sarkar's camera is now focused on documenting abject horror. The system that the protagonist is up against barely has a face. Even in the meetings where the games are played out, the players seem nothing but cogs in a machine. This is what Madras Cafe is able to convey harrowingly. That one man, no matter how driven, how powerful, is not enough against a machine that incorporates into itself mistakes, compromised ethics, and conspiracies alike. Sarkar's protagonists are now shouldering a load against an insurmountable summit, trying to drive themselves to success against an inevitable futility. And yet, they strive. October spends the majority of its runtime situating Dan in his surroundings. An insignificant, almost incompetent person who never quite fits in anywhere. Yet he is observant and is restless for something he does not understand. Critic Rahul Desai outlines that the two primary spaces in the film, the hospital and the hotel, both demand empathy and caretaking as paid services. Dan, who is an outsider in these spaces, seems bad at both of these things until he sees them anew in his unlikely tryst with saving someone to save himself. This film is a great work of defamiliarization, deconstructing relationships, love, even the very meaning of life. The hope in October is one of acceptance, of understanding the quantums of life's loss and gains, of understanding that life is often defined by blind chance. He is looking for answers in an unrelenting world of ambiguity, like the consciousness of Shoili that he so ardently wants to understand. Instead, what is offered is this. Dan. This is the world of Dan, signified by the precarity of his existence. A name, any name that means nothing and 1,000 things simultaneously. While Dan finds solace in acceptance in a world of blind chance, the choice available to Udham Singh is different. His world is defined by systemic oppression.
I fight for freedom of my people.
Where the struggle for freedom and his rights is a struggle bigger than his individual self. Films about the radical revolutionaries of the Indian freedom movement have often characterized them as perfect, who stood unflinching against all odds. Sardar Udham retains that respect while framing the human and the mundane aspects of the struggle. Bhagat Singh, the martyr of legends, is represented through myths and reminiscence, but also this one haunting line.
He's asking what you were doing when you were 23.
What was I doing when I was 23? Tell me. Well, I was just married. So don't talk about Bhagat Singh. You know nothing about him.
Udham Singh is framed shoring up fragments against his ruins and failing repeatedly.
I hear.
There is no escape for
Forced
Udham.
out, my country.
Forced
my own
into
country.
exile from his motherland into the heart of the empire that suppresses his people, he is restless to do something. But what is he left with? How does he act?
Shoulder to shoulder with them.
Shoulder to shoulder, yes. Shoulder to shoulder, I want. I can't.
In effect, The film is a study of life in oppressive tyranny while forging a philosophy that can transform that existence.
अगर मुझे कुछ हो गया, कुछ ना कुछ तो होना ही है, छोड़ेंगे तो नहीं ये लोग.
The revolutionary of this film does not try to bring paradigm shifts through their sensational actions. They understand that
रेवोल्यूशनरी सिंबॉलिक एक्ट करते हैं अपनी प्रोटेस्ट को रजिस्टर करने के लिए. वो टेरर से किसी को डराना या धमकाना नहीं चाहते. उल्टा अपने सिंबॉलिक एक्ट से वो लोगों को इंस्पायर करते हैं अपना हक मांगने के लिए. हक.
this is revolutionary as a philosopher. They understand the insignificance of one person against the well-oiled machine of imperialism. The only hope that an individual has in this world is to inspire by turning their own life and actions, hell, even their body, the things they carry, into symbols.
Ram Muhammad Singh Azad.
The only available meaning there is to them is of symbols. And this is the thread binding Sarkar's work together. His characters are completely situated in the condition. It builds their consciousness. It defines their goals and aspirations, but it does not bind them to a delimited view. Instead, we see them grapple with that world, to make sense of it, to make it better in significant or even insignificant ways. They understand the precarity of their existence, grapple with the lack of meaning, but in the words of Buava, do not attempt to dispel the ambiguity of their beings. They accept the task of realizing it. It is there in Dan's enormous self-sacrifice for Shoili, but also in his compassionate and belonging. It is in Udham Singh's everyday revolts as much as his final act as a revolutionary. And of course, in his understanding that the continuous work of life is to build death. It is in the final admission of helplessness of Vikram.
मैं उनसे compete कैसे करता?
This acknowledgement of futility,
Powerful थे.
of insignificance, of meaninglessness pushes one to create meaning, to spring to action. Because they can look around at their world and ask,
ये नॉर्मल कैसे है? बोल रहा हूँ तुझे कैसे पता?
they're able to remove themselves from the labyrinth ever so slightly to begin navigating it. How despite all its failing, not to give up completely on the system in trying to change it.
System, जिसे we know inside out.
How to develop an understanding of a world that is morally irrational and then find a rational thing to do with it.
Equal, you march for being equal. I know equal. I know free. First my country free. Then equal. Then march, equality.
The world of Shoojit Sarkar's cinema doesn't put the spotlight on a character who is somehow different. It is a microscopic study of that which only becomes evident when you look through the eyes of the small person.
पत्ता पत्ता बूटा बूटा हाल हमारा जाने गुल ही ना जाने बाग तो सारा जाने.
One out of many. And suddenly, the system begins to amount to
Free
something.
speech.
The loneliness, the alienation begins to create pathways into the world of acceptance,
मैं ले जाऊंगा.
of change.
Don't worry.